Back again, walking the dogs. Ella, Princess. Princess is the mum, she's 14. Ella is the daughter and she is 8. So how you going, guys? I've actually been out all day today because just so you know how I make my living, I run some properties and I have to go there from time to time and do repairs. We have some builders that help us. We have to check everything over. I've got a twin brother and we've been there all day today. It's on the seafront of a town near Bristol called Weston-super-Mare in southwest UK. And yes, my twin brother, Andreas his name is an Elvis fan. He loves Elvis just like I do. And he was an Elvis fan as well when he was 4 or 5 years old. And he watched those Elvis films all through the 70s. And we both loved Elvis films and music and the way he looked. The difference between me and him is I was the one that did a quiff when I was 5. I went to school trying to look like Elvis when I was 5, and I would have my collar up. My brother would do that. So I will say about my twin brother that I am more of an Elvis fan than my twin brother Andreas. Anyway, I wanted to do a live quickly while I'm walking the dogs. I want to discuss videos I've been doing today and yesterday. Firstly, I'd like to ask you guys, did any of you watch the video I did about the divorce settlement and the different things that happened in the divorce settlement? Did any of you watch that? I think it's a very pivotal, a really important video that I've done. I would say one of the most important Elvis videos I've ever made. It shows all the documentation, exactly what Priscilla tried to get from Elvis after they split up in 1973. Were going on before. Interesting facts from the court documentation. One of the things being that there was a deed of trust placed on Graceland because $725,000 was agreed to be paid to Priscilla in 1977, mind, so the year that he died. So when Priscilla says that they were very close friends till the day he died, let me just cross over. I'm going to cross over the road, make sure I don't get run over. When Priscilla said that Elvis they were very close till the day he died, and he was the love of her life, it is a blatant lie. Because in 1977, she was still trying to get money out of Elvis and property and more maintenance and more belongings, like not just property and money, other things as well. And I don't think many people know this unless you've read the court documentation. Elvis could not afford to pay Priscilla. He could not. He'd already done one divorce settlement with her, which was, I think, the sale of 3 properties, and half of the sale went, of these 3 properties, the money, half of it went to Priscilla. He'd given her $100,000 in cash, and I think he'd been sending her $6,000 a month of spousal fees, maintenance. And he'd given her some cars, I think 3 cars. He'd given her a motorbike and some jewelry and many other things. And I think he had refurbished a flat and even bought her a flat. So Elvis was very, very generous on their first settlement, their first divorce settlement. Now, sometime along the way, she has got herself a much more high-powered attorney, lawyer, call it what you want. I think it could have been something to do with her friendship and her affair, her love affair with Richard Kardashian. You know, the Kardashians. I don't think it was him that acted on it, because I'm guessing that he just gave her advice. But at that time, I think it was around 74, 75, she was getting advice from a high-powered attorney that she should go back and try and get much more money out of Elvis. So she went back and started the whole process again. And this time she was going to get as much as she could. This is the woman that is saying that Elvis was the love of her life. She did not care how financially Elvis was, the fact that Elvis had his own financial problems. I'm going to have as much money as I can get out of Elvis, and I want more of everything. And that included that she wanted some of the rights of his royalties, a percentage of that to go to her. And she managed to wangle 5% of his recording rights. Because Elvis could not pay her this massive amount of money that Elvis just did not and could not afford. Hi, Deborah. Elvis' lawyer asked if the payments could be spread out, I think, over 10 years. I'm not exactly sure what the period was. Now, to do this, Priscilla wanted to guarantee that she was going to get her $725,000. She wanted some kind of guarantee that she would get it. And this is what happened. The lawyers created a deed, a lien, a charge. In America, you will call it a lien, on the property of Graceland. And it's called a deed of trust. And I have these documents. This isn't just me talking. I have proof to back this up. And the deed of trust set out the payment plan. Now you think about it. If she's got a deed of trust on the building, the Graceland building, remember, this is Lisa Marie's money. Not her money, this is Lisa Marie's money. Is that Jean? Hi, Jean. The messages are popping up, but they're popping up very quick. Now, this deed of trust, in a weird way, sort of gave her ownership rights, because without Elvis's permission, because this deed of trust was put on Graceland's, it meant that Elvis did not have the freedom with the ownership of that building, because Priscilla had this deed of trust. And now you imagine how desperate Elvis was, and Vernon as well, because Vernon was trying to sort this mess out, where Priscilla has got a high-powered attorney, that has lawyer, whatever you want to call him, that has made Elvis, forced Elvis to agree to everything. And the reason Elvis agreed to everything, because he didn't want to come across as being tight-fisted. He wanted to do the right thing by his ex-wife and to do the right thing for Lisa Marie Presley. And he felt that he couldn't say no, even though it was very, very greedy of Priscilla and very unfair. So she got her way. Now, when Priscilla says that they were close friends right till the day he died, no, that's not possible, because this argument with money and property and the deed of trust was going on in April of 1977. So please, anyone that thinks that Elvis was the love of her life, you do not treat anyone like this. This was almost inhuman, bringing Elvis to bankruptcy to the point where he had to sell off his recording rights to RCA. And I think, this is my opinion, that he didn't really want to sell off those recording rights. And I think that he sold the recording rights so he could pay Priscilla. He found no way out. He found this was his only way of paying her. And it disgusts me. It literally disgusts me. It should not have happened. And this is not someone that loves you. You don't treat a loved one like that. No way. So I am literally horrified by this deed of trust. And this deed of trust has completely changed my whole outlook on Elvis and Priscilla and their so-called fairy tale romance that really never happened. And also, the greed is beyond me. I do not understand the greed. How greedy can you be that you literally bring a man, a singer, to bankruptcy, more or less, close to. You force him to sell his recording rights and give you a commission of what he was getting. How did that happen? How was that allowed to happen? What do you think, guys? Please comment. What do you think? Anyway, so my brother was with me today and I started going through all this with him, trying to explain the greed and how badly Priscilla had treated Elvis. And he couldn't believe it. And I think anyone that you say this to doesn't believe what I'm saying. But all you have to do is Google the documents and they all come up. The documents are free for everyone to read. And if you haven't seen them, guys, I've done a live stream yesterday and it's all on there. I've broken down all the documents. I've read through all the documents and it's all there in black and white, guys. So please have a look. Anyway, I gotta go. Thanks everyone for watching. Please look up what I'm saying to you. And when Priscilla says Elvis was the love of my life, just scream, just scream. Thanks guys, all the best, bye.